So, does the Ebola virus exist? It's a deep question. I don't know. John Rappaport doesn't seem to think so. He's done quite a lot of articles on this johnrappaport.wordpress.com or at nomorefakenews.com, as you see right here. This is a website. Though he works with InfoWars, and I don't completely trust them, he hasn't been exactly following their narrative, and they haven't had him on in a couple of months. They've featured like an article a couple weeks ago. So, we gotta look inside a U.S. Ebola facility in Monrovia. Let's start that over.
Headed by the United States Public. Behind me, you have 12 tents. It's the Monrovia Medical Unit, headed by the United States Public Health Service. We have 4 tents that are our admin, logistical support, supply area that are separated, and then you have another 8 tents that are actual hospital unit. To my left over here, we have the water tanks. There's 3 1,150 gallon water tanks. They each serve their own purpose. One is clean water. The next one is .0.
Ooh, and right there. This is why, this is the main thing I want to point out in this video so far, unless I catch something on my third time through here, but USAID, United States Agency for International Development. It sounds like a medical company, but it's for international development. Is USAID the new CIA? From Democracy Now! CIA front USA from USAID from spreading democracy from global research. The mysterious or murderous history of USAID. I don't know what Pando.com is. Global research is usually pretty good with what they put up, almost always. USAID, a CIA front in desperate need of adult supervision from 21st Century Wire. They do pretty good with the evidence they put up for the things they state what they're reporting. I don't know these other sources, but nonetheless, if you continue on a search with this USAID CIA thing, you're going to find that even many mainstream news organizations have reported on it. This is just the first page, so. And USAID, hey, here's James Foley working with USAID. You remember James Foley? This guy. This is from a video by PK22, and it's called Will the Real James Foley Please Stand Up? Was James Foley a spook? Now here's the funny thing about James Foley. See this right here? That's not James Foley. Whether he's alive or not, I cannot say, but I just want to point this out real quick.
To draw awareness, there was
a little bit loud.
Three Western photographers killed in Lydia. Tim Hetherington is represented, as well as Chris.
See how his mouth moves there.
Outside of Benghazi.
See how his mouth moves here.
Continue to be shelled and bombed today.
Okay, once again, it's very clear it's the same guy. It's his bottom lip that is moving, and his top lip does not move at all.
There's also facial features, the jaw, etc. The guy looks really similar to this guy, except look at these lips; they're a little bit thicker. Seems to be a little bit more of a gap in the tooth. What was it? 250. Watch this fake fucker speak.
Think about who made the decision.
Look at that upper lip.
To kill those people.
Oh, no space in the teeth. Yeah, people can't seem to believe that this is not the same person.
Who did they really kill?
The whole beheading thing has been broken down as a hoax. We all know this. Those who don't, sorry, you're medialized irregularly. Okay, so back to the video.
So we can wash ourselves, skin contact chlorine, and the last one is 0.5% chlorine. 4 incinerators. This is for anything that's gone into the high-risk zone, any equipment, personal protective equipment, supplies, we put inside there. And on the opposite end, we have our morgue, which is a temporary storage facility for the deceased.
My name is Commander Tom Janesco. The room I'm standing in is the area we would get our PPE or personal protective equipment on before we enter into the high-risk area.
Clearly, they don't have anybody in there yet, or they wouldn't probably be dressing like that. But you'll see that they don't have anybody in there. But I don't know if that's necessarily a big deal.
Some of those items include 2 sets of gloves, an N95 respirator, a mask that goes over that, a hood, an apron, and a protective suit like a Tyvek, as well as goggles. So we would just enter the donning area where we got all our personal protective equipment on. We would come down the hallway a short distance and so we would just enter those over that.
I just want to show this again.
Apron and a protective.
This almost seems like a cheap mockery of a hazmat suit. You know, usually they have like almost like a spaceman type helmetish kind of thing that I've seen in the past. I don't know. Maybe I'm making something out of nothing here, but I just think that's kind of funny.
Well as goggles. So we would just enter the donning area where we got all our personal protective equipment on. We would come down the hallway a short distance and we'd come to a fence. This fence is the delineation between where patients are and where patients are not. So one.
Look at that fence. Rubber webbing. You'd think they'd be trying to build something, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too futuristically here, but something that is more containing, where it has like 2 walls on either side, you know, and like it opens up on one side, you walk in, you get the thing closes, you get cleaned off, the other wall opens, you can go in, and then it closes behind you. Seems almost primitive, considering what I would think would be capabilities of them.
We would then go and see our patients, and we can't come back to this area. So after we enter the fence into the main clinical area, we're going to enter Ward 1, which is where our suspected patients would be. Before we do that, we would wash our hands. We also put our feet inside a bath filled with a bleach solution, and then we would then enter into that ward.
Now, these are suspected patients. Now, I recommend reading a little bit on this guy's website. He's been doing articles on it for months, and they're pretty good. I haven't read all of them. I'm actually new to this one, but he's already been questioning this for a while now, probably a month. And, oh yeah, standard diagnostics tests, which are done to determine the presence of the virus, are unreliable and useless. And there's a link to his, at least one of his articles. I think he's done more than one. Back to the video.
We do that before we enter and exit every time to both protect ourselves and our patients. This is Ward 2, which is right next to Ward 1. And at Ward 2, we would care for patients that were more acute than in Ward 1. So where Ward 1 may have a patient who may or may not have Ebola, in this ward, the likelihood that that patient will have Ebola is greater.
They may or may not. It does blow my mind that how can you not have a diagnostic test for such a thing? I mean, haven't we come that far in biology? And yeah, pretty ridiculous.
Moving down the hall, we're on Ward 3, which is the confirmed Ebola patients. We have 2 types of beds for this ward. We have both the standard beds that are high, as well as beds that are closer to the floor. Many Ebola patients may show a lack of energy, and because of that, we want to keep them low to the floor.
Like that guy that fell out of the ambulance in that New York Times hoax, or was that CNN? No, it was CNN. It wasn't the Ben Salman one. It was CNN. Well, got a free radio revolution, youtube.com/free radio revolution, and look for his video on that crap. It's hilarious. I could probably bring it up here for you. I have it saved, but nonetheless.
We just went to the lab where we're going to perform blood draws as well as blood analysis. For many Ebola patients, there have not been significant amounts of tests that have been performed to see how patients do over time. So one of the exciting things we're going to be able to do here is look at patients' blood and start identifying some trends.
Looking at blood is exciting. Okay. Let's go back and look at this stuff here.
We just entered the lab where we're going to perform
This is the
blood
lab.
draws as well as blood analysis. For many
They got a
Ebola
fridge.
patients, there have not been significant amounts of.
Maybe this is something. Almost looks like a cash register to me. It's probably something for analyzing the blood, but I would think I'd see more high-tech stuff, you know?
To see how patients.
There's another look of it. It still kind of looks like a cash register to me, almost. I'm imagining this is some sort of a microscope with a like digital view or some crap. I don't know. I don't know what microscopes look like these days. I just remember them from biology class.
Over time. So one of the exciting things we're going to be able to do here is look at patients' blood and start identifying some trends. All patients who are with us have the opportunity to come outside, use the toilet, and shower.
So they can come outside and come in contact with each other, which might make things worse. That just seems kind of weird. But at least they got it looking better than that one in Ben Solomon's New York Times piece, you know, where they had that crappy green wall that looked way worse than this one right here. That thing was a friggin' joke. That was like muck all over the wall or some crap. No roof. They got roofs on these tents though, at least, so that's good. More USAID right here. Yeah.
Where patients see their families. They do that through looking through this window and their families on a very similar structure on the opposite side of the fence.
They got a fence there with the windows. Fence. So they can cough or sneeze and it can go flying this way, even still.
Structure on the opposite side of the fence. The distance is greater than a meter.
They shouldn't let that
Data
happen.
shows us that 1 meter area is really the key because Ebola is droplet borne, and when someone, say, coughs or sneezes, those droplets fall to the ground within about a meter.
Within about a meter. I've seen, I can't remember where, but I've seen alternate reports that they can even travel further than that. Nonetheless, note the, I want to say one more thing about the USAID. This is about development. I don't have it here, but I'm sure you can look it up or whatever. It's this guy from Liberia talking about how it's all about getting ground troops. If you remember, Bring Back Our Girls from, what was it? Michelle Obama was doing the hashtag for it. Or the Coney 2012 campaign, which both failed miserably. Coney 2012 was hilarious. Yeah, it's probably to get ground troops in there for development, like maybe corporate development. It might just be for oil and such. I don't know. It's kind of up to you, but I'd say that's about that for that. Check out Rappaport's No More Fake News. And thanks to PK for making that video. That was utterly fantastic. I need tacos and burritos to live.